Hello again, everyone. I was looking through my boxes of dies this morning and realised I had really rather a lot of key dies. Very fond of keys. I have got various little key charms as well. So I thought I'd like to make a card using some keys or a key. And I thought, well, what sentiment would I put with a card with the key on, or something to do with the key? And there's the key to your heart and all this kind of carry on. So anyway, I looked on the internet for various sayings, expressions or whatever, and I came across this one, which I thought was brilliant. So I actually wrote it out on the computer. Never put the key to your happiness in someone else's pocket. And I thought, my goodness, that is such a meaningful phrase. Never put the key to your happiness in someone else's pocket. I thought it was wonderful. Be in charge of your own happiness. Don't be dependent on other people. Whoa. So I wrote these out and I put them into text boxes on the computer, and I gave them a fairly hefty actual box line, which I then cut out. So I want to place those somewhere over this tag. I want to do a mixed media type tag. So my idea is this: the usual business, a bit of colour, a bit of stamping, a bit of texture, maybe a bit of embossing paste. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that one. I should think things through a bit more. I've got 3 keys here, which I'm going to stack, and then I'm going to do things to colour it, and an escutcheon to go with it. So those 2 are part of the collage bit on the top. That was a different key. I've got a little heart charm here, and I thought that would be quite cute if I had a little piece of string hanging from the key with the heart dangling from it. If I can make that look half reasonable, that's what I'm thinking about that. I have actually got a little pocket, which I could pop in the bottom somewhere. So the rest is going to be kind of go along and see what happens, really. Are these all the same? Oh, no, that's a different one. Let me just join these together, the keys together and the escutcheons together, and then they'll be setting while I'm thinking about how I'm going to colour them and what I'm going to do with the card. I haven't even thought about colour scheme yet. If I do the keys, I was thinking of making them this kind of colour. Brassy goldy sort of, So I may do something like that. I could use some mica powders with some gilding gum or some furniture wax or whatever. And the same with the escutcheons. So I don't know what colour would go with that. Green, gold, brown. I don't want it to be too, boring, too dull. Hopefully they've got some, not sure the make of these, they've got some like embossing in design in the texture of the die cut. So hopefully with a bit of, mica or something, that could be shown to good advantage. We will see. Right, those are joined together now. I've only cut one pocket. I think the pocket is going to be less obvious. I don't want that. I think that's going to be a bit more subtle. I was wondering about even sticking it on and then doing the design over it so that it's kind of hidden. That just kind of came to me. Let me do that. I've never tried it before. Let's just do it. Okay. We'll pop that on there before we do anything else. I hope it's going to be in a reasonable place, to be honest. I haven't really thought about layout too much. Right, next thing, let me get some colour onto this. So many ways. You can smoosh it on, you can stencil it on, you can stamp it on, whatever. I thought I might use this one again and just put a bit of general colour on like this. Okay, what colour shall we go with? I just can't think what to do. Something that gold is going to go on. Should we do a green? Let's do a green. Let's have peeled paint, bundled sage. Peeled paint and bundled sage. Bundled sage is over here. There's the bundled sage. Peeled paint is much darker. That's over here. I have my inks arranged in alphabetical order in my racks on the desk here. On my chart, they're in colour families so that I can compare colours close to each other. So I'm going with these two, peeled paint and bundled sage, those two there. Shabby Shutters may come into it, don't know, we'll see. So to start with, I think I'll use the bundled sage, which is a lighter colour. Let's just put some on here and we're going to stamp this on this left-hand side, I think, for a change today. Okay. All right. The pocket is just about visible because it's got a little gap around it. Interesting. Okay. Got this. My favourite. I've got this one. Quite like this. Let's try this one. I bought this one fairly recent. I'm not sure. I think this might have been Amazon, actually. They have some really quite good makes on there. I'm going to use the same colour. Which was the right way up? That pointy bit goes that way. Okay. Let's put some... Better move that out of the way before I get that messed up as well. Okay, nice. That's nice. I love this copper plate writing. If only people wrote like that these days. I was taught that way, but I'm afraid it didn't always turn out that way. Now, I wanted to put a little heart. I've got a set of stamps that have got a little sort of sketchy heart. I thought I'd like to do that one. I'll pop this on a block. Let's do the peeled paint with this one, slightly darker. I may put that on the pocket. Don't know if I care for the colour. Not thrilled on the colour. It's just a bit too bright and I haven't got it absolutely straight either. Never mind, we'll press on. I think I'm going to use a contrast colour. Let me put some neutrals. So let's try Hickory Smoke. Maybe a bit dark, but we'll see. Try a bit of this. Put it over the top of that because I'm not keen on it. Hasn't done a lot. Might have toned it down slightly. Right, let's do just a little stenciling. These ones were just kind of out. Is there anything here I can use? How about, there's a bit here that's quite nice. This bit just there. I use a bit of embossing paste for this. It's an absolute happening, isn't it, really, when once you start. Just a little bit. This is my homemade. That's quite nice. Just wondering whether to put something on top of that, or whether just to leave it to dry white. Put some mica here. And what colour is this? It's quite dark, that one. Let's just put a bit of white on. Get a soft brush. Just highlights it a little. I hope this is in view. I'll have a check in a moment. Okay. I think I'm just wondering about putting something. I don't like this, you see. I don't like that heart. It didn't work out as I had hoped. It just doesn't please me. I do have various bits and pieces. Let's put this, or should I put a bit, I might put a bit more embossing over that. Where's my thing? Let's just do that bit there. Now put it away. Let's get it out again. You need so little. That's good. That is good. Excellent. That makes me feel better. This embossing paste is simply white acrylic paint, white glue and talcum powder with some water, and it keeps for a very long time. This pot is an old gilding flakes pot, and I just keep it in. So you can always make some if you run out or whatever. You'll always have some, because you can just make it really quickly. Now this pocket is going to be a real enigma. I don't suppose many people will spot it, but we know it's there. I may well put some shading around it. Okay, that is that for now. Let me do the colouring of the keys. And to get that colour, I think I may use those two. That's my attempt at making this colour for the key and the escutcheon. So let's pop this over on one side. Here's the key, here's the escutcheon. I'm just wondering whether to do it just painting, just water. Let's just see. I may use that one, or I may even use gilding flakes, not gilding flakes, gilding wax to, you know, get the effect I'm after. Let's just see. We'll try just water to start with. A bit more. Okay. let's just paint these to start with. I'll just do the sides. Because this is, as you saw, is 3 layers thick. You can see the card from the side if you're not careful. So just try and get in all the edges. See? See that? Okay. And the same with the key. This one doesn't look quite so bad. I must have got into it with this one. Now this one, I'm just wondering whether to mix this with a bit of the gum just to make it a bit more pasty, if you know what I mean. Put a little... Don't need very much of this at all. I'm going to use the same brush. This is just cheap mica. So I didn't need all that gilding gum, did I actually? Seems to go a very, very long way. I'm trying to make it a bit thicker. Okay. Next I want to mix in some of this black. Oh, it hasn't been opened yet. Same brush. We're getting nearer to the colour, aren't we? Now, I need these to dry just a little. So I think I'm going to just use my heat tool just to dry them off. Now I want to highlight the edges with this plain gold gilding wax. Quite nice, isn't it? Not far off. We're not far off. I was wondering about actually doing some clear heat embossing on those as well, but I don't think I'm going to bother. Sometimes it does affect the wax and makes it kind of go all sort of separatey. So let's have a look back at this. I think we'll have gold edges on this, so we'll carry on with this. Your fingers are kind of messy, aren't they? Okay. Let's just have a look at the sort of layouty thing that I'm wondering about, because what I'm thinking is, well, let's get a bit of this, cut a piece here. If I, which way do I want the key? I'll have it this way. If I thread this through here, okay. I'm thinking that, well, let's see where we're going to put the words. Never put the key to your happiness in someone else's pocket. I'm just wondering what else we need to have on here. Now, how can I attach this to the... I want the little heart dangling from this if I can. Let's just cut those ends off so they're together to see if I can thread them through. Look at the state of my fingers. Okay. Just put a bit of glue behind this and cut it off really short. I think that's what I will do. Either that or a glue dot. Not the best scissors for that. What do we think? I don't think it's bad. I need a tie, perhaps a couple of lengths of this. Let's just see. Okay, so there's our bow. Let's get these things positioned and then we can stick them on. Never put the key to your happiness in someone else's pocket. Okay, I think we'll stick those down where they are. Well, we're all tidied up, and I think what we need on here is just a little something behind here stamping. I'm thinking in hickory smoke, and I'm thinking this kind of thing. I do have several options in my arsenal for this kind of stamping. I'm just wondering if I've got one that's that sort of shape. I don't think this is what I was thinking of. If I do that one just there and down here, let's try that. I will try this one. I'll put it on a block as well. Hasn't been used, so I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. Don't think I've used this one before anyway. Right. Right there, I think. I think I'm the right way up. And I think that will probably do. So let me just attach this. I'm going to put it flat because there's a fair bit of depth of things on it already. So let's just do this. I am wondering about a few either gold or black rivets, studs, pearls, whatever. Little black things, that's what I was thinking of. Let me just put those on. That one flew. I might be better off with a poker tool with these, I don't know. Sometimes you do manage with a poker tool rather better than with a pair of tweezers. And that is going to be it. And that has come... Oh, it's still stuck. It's fine. There we go. So, we finished. We have finished. Don't like that one. Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm definitely going to stop. So there we go. Never put the key to your happiness in someone else's pocket. Have a lovely day, everyone. Do give a thumbs up if you've managed to get through it all. And do come back and see me very soon.